Just 1 week. That is the amount of time that I am going to spend trying to take this team and making it good. I've done a bit of thinking, I've done some research, I've read your guys' comments, and it seems that the general consensus is that this is our best kind of team for Nilou Bloom. I know Ayato's not the best, Xingqiu would be better, but we're reserving him for the other team where we can just have a standard Hyper Bloom with Keqing being a flex slot. I could swap her for something like Kazu or even Albedo because he shouldn't mess with the Hyper Blooms, but that's just what I'm setting it at for now. Breaking news, everybody. This is not a drill. I have been noticed by the Hatsune Miku. This video is sponsored by Hatsune Miku Colorful Stage. If you're looking for a quality free-to-play rhythm game, then you've come to the right place. In Colorful Stage, you can play all of your favorite Vocaloid songs in 5 different difficulties, so no matter what your skill level might be, you can still have fun. I tried counting how many different songs there were, but I ended up losing track. There's even a story that you can progress through where you can choose to follow along with one of 5 different groups and then have them perform in the background while you play. Then when you finish the story of one group, you can move on to one of the other groups to experience their band's story as well. And of course, as you play, you can unlock new outfits for your characters to wear. Right now, they're celebrating their 1.5-year anniversary, so you can log in to get tons of free rewards just for playing the game. There's also a new feature called Virtual Shows, where you can watch live performances with other players in case you just want to enjoy the music. No joke, I've listened to Vocaloid music for years now, so it's actually fun to go through and hear all of the songs again. So download Hatsune Miku Colorful Stage to play and participate in the 1.5-year anniversary today. Big thanks to Hatsune Miku for sponsoring this video. You see, I am leaving in about a week to go on a trip to Canada. It's kind of funny how I normally do almost no traveling whatsoever, and then within the span of 3-ish weeks, I'm going on 2 different trips. But I figure I will turn that 1 week time period into a bit of a challenge for myself. Now, my original idea was to go ahead and do this kind of video with just one character and see how strong we can make them, but I think that's almost too much time for one character alone. Plus, I feel it wouldn't be as entertaining of a video. Well, I don't know if this is even going to be entertaining, but hopefully more so than just working on one character. As we can see from these 2 characters, we still need to work on ascending, and then talents luckily aren't as important with a team like Bloom, but of course we'll throw in some more talent levels because the more damage the better. Then I'll also go through and revisit the weapons and artifacts, and we'll just try to get this team working very nicely for us. At least in theory, that's the goal. So this will be day 1 of working on this team, and then the daily reset is in less than an hour. So I want to quickly spend some resin, that way we're not sitting at capped, and then we can go and start farming some enemies for their drops because those will reset once the day rolls over. And really, I'm just curious to see how much progress we can make within 1 week. There goes the first boss of probably many to come. Now, obviously, I did say we're going to go around, farm some enemies for their drops, but as I also said previously, in terms of talent levels, it really just helps personal damage in a comp like this. So for that reason, I feel like Ayato might be the best one for us to work on, and also I did that rotation completely backwards. But this team comp can do pretty good damage. And the way we're gonna do it is first putting up Nilou's little dance, then applying some Dendro, and then basically just spamming the rest of our abilities. So we put up our E, we put up a shield, then we do one of that, we would put down the burst, swap to, I was about to call him Alhaitham, that is definitely not Alhaitham, that is Ayato, and we can just melt through enemies. All right, I swapped around a couple artifacts. I know this is probably not ideal, but she's at 254% ER now. I think what I want to do is first prioritize the ER a little bit. I know EM is also very important for us, but if I don't have my skills up to proc any of the bountiful cores or anything like that, then there's really no point of even having the EM to begin with. And obviously we can't use characters like Nahida or Yao Yao, so we have to build these a little different to what would normally be the standard. That is part of the challenge of this account after all. Now I think it's pretty obvious in a 1 week challenge, the area we're going to struggle most is weekly boss drops. I'm hoping that won't be too much of an issue since we're not focusing all that much on talent levels, but if we do need some more, we could always go ahead and convert them over. Actually, farming these would be much more effective for us right now, because while we may not be super interested in talent levels, we definitely want to get those weapons leveled up. Oh wait, you know what the best thing about this team game is, when I have to go farm fungi later, I don't even have to swap my team comp. All right, I am just running some little preemptive tests. With the Dendro Traveler on the ER artifact, I was hitting about 10k per bloom. I just swapped her back over to the EM, and now we're hitting almost 12k per bloom. So I guess kind of unsurprisingly, we do a lot more damage if we do have her on EM. Also, I guess it is worth noting, I'm trying to first prioritize character levels, weapon levels, and then maybe talent levels before we start farming for artifacts. Because I could spend months farming for artifacts and still not get any upgrades. We have killed all of those machine things that I forget the name of, or at least all the ones that the book wants to show us for the day. Now I guess it's time to move on to the air mites and probably the fungi as well, though there's only about 25 minutes until everything resets. I may have started a little too late for the day. And the good thing about trying to only use this team as we farm for this team, unless a boss requires us to change up the characters, is that after a week, I should have a better grasp of how to use all them. Well, at least on flat terrain, I'll know how to use them. Can you imagine if the Spiral Abyss had terrain in there? Like there was just a hill in the center of the room that you had to learn to fight around? That would suck. I genuinely think that the terrain is the hardest enemy in this game. I guess maybe unless you're a Scaramouche main, then it's probably fine. I think the biggest problem I'm currently dealing with is that Ayato will be our biggest on-field character. I don't know what biggest is supposed to mean, but that's just the issue. If we build Ayato for personal damage, then the Bloom won't proc for as much. However, if we try to build him for EM, then his personal damage will be tanked. So I'm gonna have to try to figure out something that kind of gives the best of both worlds there. I hate that you can't even use that phrase without being reminded of Miley Cyrus. You know what else might really help the Traveler get their burst up a little bit more? You know, give him some more ER? If I were to actually, I don't know, level up the weapon? Kinda seems like it might be a good idea. And now that I am fighting some harder hitting enemies like the Ruin Guards, I think I do want to try to get Kirara's shield talent leveled up. That was a lot of levels in one sentence. Since that is the only survivability that this team has at its disposal, it would probably be pretty smart to level that up. Let's go ahead and begin the upgrading process of this weapon, bring it up to level 80, and now all I need to do is wait for this domain to open up and we can max this one out. Then the only other weapon we need to focus on this week is this one. And I have to just give a shout out to Sucrose because she keeps giving me quite a lot of bonuses. So with a bit of crafting, we can already max this one out and bring it up to level 90 as well. Now we just need to go around and spend the resin that we have remaining. Now I would really like to spend all of my resin on boss drops and domains, but if we take a little look in here, I really don't have much level up material, which is going to be bad for these two characters once we do ascend them. So since I have a 2x multiplier on drops for ley lines right now, I am definitely going to take advantage of that. With our remaining 30 resin, I need to decide which weekly boss I want to take on. I just panicked for a second because I went in here and I was like, oh, we could go get this one. Click this. It doesn't open the map. So I thought that we didn't have it unlocked on this account, but no, we definitely do. Now, I kind of fear that I'm gonna struggle a little bit in here. Hopefully I'm wrong, but with only a not so strong shield, because it's not leveled up that much yet, I'm worried that we're not gonna survive for too long. Here we go. I think I might just play it safe and not waste all my stuff attacking her and save it for stuff like this instead, because eventually she will exhaust her own shield. And until then, I'll just keep putting up my own shield. All right, her shield is now gone. It is time for damage, or at least hopefully it's time for damage. I can't say there's all that much damage actually taking place. This is a very sad attempt at taking down this boss. Come on, kill her, kill her. No, no, kill her, please. Come on, yes. Yes, just barely, but we did it. That was way too close. Well, that's pretty much all I can do for today. So I shall see you guys tomorrow. It is now day number 2, and because of how terrible my sleep schedule is right now, it's actually about to be the daily reset in an hour, so I kind of need to hurry. And by that, I mean I literally just woke up and it's about to reset, so we gotta go. First up will be some samurai, then we'll move on to some specters, and we'll spend a little quality time with some fun guys. With that out of the way, we can now begin farming bosses as well. Three, Yes, ooh, and a chunk. And another boss down. And after using all of the Dust of Azoth that we had, we can craft up the remaining chunks and ascend Kirara for her second to last time. Oh, and I can also completely run out of level up material. Fantastic. Actually, you know what I just realized? Since we swapped the team and put the Traveler on it, we don't need to run Kirara on the 4-piece Deepwood Memories. That means we could probably swap her over to 2 sets of HP % bonus. But of course, that will only be after we upgrade everything else. So with the rest of our resin today, I'm just going to go around and farm some ley lines. Again, not anything super exciting, but we really need to do it. And with just 1 minute to spare, I also completed my daily commissions. So with the second day of farming done, I shall see you guys tomorrow. It is now day numero san, and I realized that I might not have to farm for transient stuff because I looked in the crafting table and I was able to craft up 24 of these and we still could make more. So I'll bring his talent up to level 8, attempt a bit more crafting. Come on, Sucrose, give me one. No, that was where you were supposed to give me a bonus one. Should be fine though, because we have enough to also bring this up to level 9. I think we're actually going to run into an issue that I did not expect in the slightest. We're kind of running out of Mora. And obviously, as we try to level up and max out characters, not having enough Mora could prove to be more of an issue. Farming this boss is really sucking up a lot of our resin. We still need 11 more of this one. Not to mention Nilou still needs 12 more of her drop as well. Also, here's one thing that I'm just kind of realizing. If I do add Kaching as the flex slot on this team, then that's Kaching and Alhaitham that would want to be on field to do the damage. Obviously, if Kaching is the one on the field, then there's going to be no Hyper Blooms, and if Alhaitham's on the field, then Kaching is doing nothing. So it may be better to swap her out for someone like Kazu or Albedo. This video is not supposed to be focused on this team, but I just realized that, and I know someone's gonna point it out if I don't. And speaking of Albedo, I got a piece that he could use as an off piece. Now, unfortunately, my resin hasn't even replenished since the last time that I was on the account, so I can't farm another boss right now, and I also just don't have a ton of time to spend on the account today, so I'll probably just go around and farm some drops, and then hopefully tomorrow I can spend a decent amount more time on the account. If these flowers do respawn tomorrow, then maybe we'll spend all of our resin on Nilou and finally get her max ascended. No promises, but I think that will be our goal. So as we decided yesterday, today will be the day that we try to max out Nilou, and luckily, it does seem like at least some of the flowers have respawned. This is it, the last 2 that we need. Now, we just need a ton of fungi drops, some more of the wrappers materials, and a whole bunch of gemstones, which may be an issue, but hopefully we can figure that out. Give us the triple. Give us the triple. Oh, if that was Hydro, that'd be so cool, but I don't think this dude can actually drop. Oh, no, I think it does. Ooh, crit damage with crit rate. I'll keep that. And 3 drops. Very good boss drop here. Oh, and he does drop the Hydro one. That would have been so good. But obviously, we still have characters that will need the Cryo one, so it's not that big of a deal. Now it's time for something I really don't want to do. Farming both fungi and specters is not my favorite thing, but I think I prefer fungi to specters. I may swap up the team for this, but I'm just gonna go around, clear out as many fungi as I can, and then I'll come back to you guys and we can go fight that boss again. Oh yeah, I completely forgot. Kaya is on the rotation for characters here, so we will definitely be picking up one of his constellations, and that is a C4 Kaya. I know we're not really using him right now, but I'm sure eventually we'll do something with him. If we are able to get 3 drops in 2 more boss fights, then we'll have enough to ascend Nilou, and I would have to wait for resin to replenish to do that, so hopefully we're gonna have to do that anyways. Well, not hopefully we'd have to do that anyways, it's just we're going to have to do that anyways. I guess we got a little too lucky on the last boss drops. Sucrose, I just need 1 extra here. Please? 3? Okay, you know that works. I will take that. And so now we need 4 more of these and then 5 gemstones. If I craft all of my hydro everything into gemstones, oh, wait. Oh, we're good. Yesterday when I checked, we were going to be one short, but I guess we got enough of the lower fragment or whatever they are to get the gemstones. Okay, awesome. We actually will be able to get her ascended today. Wait, how much is that? 120,000. But I'm poor. I think what we're gonna do here is take down this boss another time, and then I'll go work on a different video while I wait for resin to replenish on this account. Then I'll be able to come back, beat this thing again, and get enough to ascend Nilou. Or the game could just glitch out and give me 4 boss drops. That'd be pretty nice. Two again? Come on, game. I thought we were closer than that. Well, I will be back once we have enough resin to finish Nilou off. It has been a number of hours, which means it is finally time to max out Nilou. Come on back down, big guy. You can't stay up there forever. What? You landed on the wall? I didn't know you could do that. Down he goes. Doesn't matter how many drops we get because we just need 2, but of course we get 3. And now we can say goodbye to a lot of our Remora because Nilou is finally maxed. And well, you know what? We'll bring her all the way up to level 81 just so that we all know that she is indeed maxed. I would love to bring her up to 90 for the HP boost, but I don't really have any of the means to do that. And since I did wait quite a while before coming back on the account because I was working on something else, we can go ahead and spend another 40 resin. Ooh, we did get 3 drops. And double crit, I'll keep it. I'm actually not sure if we're gonna be able to get up to 6 of the Dendro gemstones in time, because I feel like I would have to spend all of the remaining resin for this week just grinding for that. I'm thinking we might gather up the remaining ones of these, and then maybe we just hold out on the rest of the gemstones, because I can't even afford to buy any of the dust at this point. Well, okay, I can get what, 30? Yeah, that's not gonna go that far. So moving forward, I think that the plan's gonna be get the remaining number of these so we don't have to worry about them anymore. And then I know I did say we were gonna look at her talent, but if I wanted to level this, I would have to do a bunch of story quests to unlock a new boss. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really have the time to be spending on that right now. So instead, what we might focus on is artifacts, because there is a lot that can be improved. And I think that Nilou and Kirara are the ones we're gonna focus on first, and probably all we're gonna be able to focus on. Because if we can get her HP up, then that is good for the bloom damage, and if we can get her HP up, then that's a bigger shield. Bonus points would be if we can increase Ayato's personal damage, but of course we're gonna have to wait for tomorrow because we don't have enough resin to do anything. Welcome back to day number 4. We are starting things off by fighting, I actually don't know the name of this boss. It is Mr. Oh yeah, the Baptist. Of course, it's the Baptist. I knew that. We need 8 more of this dude's drops, so that could be 3, 3, and 2. That means we need to get a little lucky with the drops, but at least we don't need 3 every time. So if we can get 3 drops here, then we only need 1 of the other attempts to also give 3, and we only get 2. Okay, so the next 2 times, we really need 3, and that's not a terrible artifact. I just don't know if I have anyone who can use it very well. Most of my HP needing characters do not need to crit. Okay, but this time we're definitely going to get 3. Oh. Ooh, let's go. As I said I would, I have just thrown some wishes towards that banner because I just wanted to get C1. I mean, C4, there it is. It sounds kind of nice, but I'm not going to get to that. So I am happy with that. I can now save my primos. You guys will never guess what we're about to do. We're going to fight the same boss for a 3rd time. Okay, maybe some of you did see that coming, probably because I told you that we were going to. And surely on the 3rd attempt, we'll get 3 drops. Not that it even matters. Yep, there it is. When we don't need it, we get it. That's usually how most games tend to work. So just 1 more attempt at that boss, we'll have enough of those, but then like I mentioned, I think yesterday, we won't have enough gemstones. At this point, we only have 25 resin remaining, and since that is not enough to fight another boss, I'm thinking we'll farm 1 time in the tenacity domain and hope for the best. These artifacts could be good on either Nilou or Kirara, so either way, I am fine with that. And that was actually a pretty fast clear. Let's see, HP percent tenacity, easy. Easiest artifact. I mean, EM's not bad, and HP percent there. I don't think I'm gonna be building her for EM specifically, but it's not terrible. And that's pretty much what we go for on this account. Honestly, that should just be the account's motto at this point. Swords only. It's not terrible. Oh, I forgot we wanted to farm those, didn't we? I've been trying to do this without using fragile resin because then it really is like a 1 week challenge. But I don't think you guys will be too mad at me if I use just 1 fragile resin. At least I hope you won't be. I see no reason why you would. Then again, people find a reason to get mad about almost anything on the internet nowadays. So I'm sure at least one person will not be happy with me. But you know what? I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. Also, this is not really the best team to bring in here because obviously there's a ton of hydro, but it's not going that poorly. Due to our dendro powers and Kirara's cat box, this is actually not bad, except for the very long cooldown effect. Not a huge fan of that. This is actually fun though, just driving around in the cat box. Yeah, look at us go. Hey game, I dare you to give me a gold. Oh, it actually worked. So we need 4 of the golden shackles. So I can make 6 of these because Albedo is going to give me an extra one. Never mind. And then I actually crafted too many because I only needed 3 of the golden shackles, but that's fine. Then you, weapon, enhance, ascend. And I just remembered that we are broke on this account. Goodbye to all of my materials. That's gonna bother me, and I'm sure it's gonna bother so many of you. This sword's just sitting at level 89. But at this point, I think other than obviously this, we're kind of going to switch our focus to artifacts. Talent levels wouldn't change this team too much. So after one more round of the Baptist, we'll be putting this account in the hands of RNG. So hopefully we'll be able to get at least a couple keepable or usable artifacts. And in the meantime, I have to go record on Erudition only. It is now day number 5. I already condensed some of our resin, but obviously I left enough for one more attempt at the Baptist. Then after that, we're just going to go back to some artifact farming. Again, the artifact farming is kind of risky because you're not guaranteed to get anything that you're actually going to use. But at this point, I feel like that's what we need to farm for this team. We did get triple drops, though it doesn't really matter because we only needed 1. So it is off to the artifact domain. Now, just like yesterday, obviously, we are hoping to see lots of HP percent and tenacity. And we see 1 tenacity, defense. No, thank you. Pyro damage. I guess I gotta start building my physical DPS pyro damage Bennett. I mean, that sounds like a great idea. Round number 2. Let's hope we can see some HP. The substats aren't great, but it is main stat HP on tenacity, so I'm probably gonna have to use it. Also HP on this set, but I don't need that. And I think I'm finding that when using Kirara in a battle, it is better to not just click her E once, but to hold it and then click it because you generate extra dendro particles. That was probably super obvious to everybody else, but I like to learn through experience. Last one we see. No HP percent. And if I'm not mistaken, you can't use the strong box to get tenacity. No, you cannot. Again, this piece isn't amazing, but it is HP percent on tenacity and defense. Woo. But I think that it will be beneficial to us to level this up, and then eventually we could just feed it into something better if we ever get something better. That is a very sad looking artifact. But by putting that and a tenacity feather on her, she should, I was hoping it would be at least 30k. Give me a second here. So by putting this and a feather on her, we should now, hold on. We should now be over 30k HP. Now you see, the first few days of this video, I had to spend a lot of time farming for everything. But now that we're just farming artifacts and we're out of resin, I think I already just have to wait for tomorrow. But before that, I am able to max out the sacrificial sword, because that would have bothered me and I'm sure it would have bothered a lot of you. But now we just wait for day 6. So apparently I can't count. I was just going through and editing together the footage of the past couple days. Come to find out, this is actually day number 7. That definitely means we are not going to get everybody's artifacts completely how we want them, or probably even very close to how we want them. But we're gonna dump the remaining bits of our resin into this domain that I don't really know the name of, nor the name of the artifacts in here, but it's the other HP percent. And I'm kind of surprised to find that we're not struggling at all with the combat in here. Ayato did take a little bit of damage, which is to be expected as the on-field character, but having never cleared this domain before, that was pretty good. And oh wait, this is the wrong set anyways. Okay, so it doesn't really matter what we got. Whatever that set was, we want the other one, and we want HP percent. The team is doing decently. I just need to find a way to make sure Ayato doesn't keep losing a ton of HP in here. I'm also going to keep this. I'm not going to use it right now, but it looks like it could be decent for someone. Now, who that someone is, I'm not sure, but it looks like it might be okay. And after the 3rd run, Ayato's HP is dangerously close to being gone. I think that's still the wrong set, right? Yeah, that's hydro damage, which it's, yeah, I don't really want that. And this is not something I'm planning on using. I really wanted to get a 2-piece set for at least one of our characters, but I guess in 4 condensed resin, that's kind of a lot to ask. In the future, we are definitely going to want to beef up Kirara's shield though. And of course the HP will help with that, but also just talent levels, because enemies like this will be in the spiral abyss and they are shredding through this shield. And down goes Ayato. Will we get anything we can use in here? Well, neither of these can be HP percent, and neither of them have HP percent. So here's the deal. Artifacts aren't looking so hot right now, but in terms of everything else, we've done decently well. Kirara just needs some more of the Dendro gemstones, which we could definitely take care of over time. And then we'd also want to look at the talent levels for her, which, as we saw before, we would need the new weekly boss that I don't have access to yet. So we are not going to look at the artifact situation right now. We could just look at the overall stats, which I mean still could be improved because of the artifact situation, but the team is better. Undoubtedly, the team is better because we upgraded it. And now, unlike teams with one big damage dealer, it's hard to do a solid damage test or showcase here. But if we just kind of rotate through a little bit, we could see some 13k blooms going. And let's see if we could see anything else. Another 13k. Very nice. Yeah, I mean, it works. I'm pretty much completely out of Mora and all level up stuff. So if you've ever wondered if 1 week is enough time to fully build up a team, no, not at all. I would love to spend some more time testing out damage, you know, just having fun with the team we've been working on. But I leave to go on a trip in about a day, and I have 3 videos to completely edit, plus I haven't started packing. So needless to say, I need to start getting that done. Apologies if there's not as many edits in this video. I want there to be a lot, but I don't think I'm gonna have time to do it. However, when I do get back from this trip, I think I want to take some time and try to improve upon my editing more. I'm not promising it's going to get better, but I'm hoping it will. So with that being said, I will see all of you guys next time.